There. Okay, I see Gary. I see Susan. I see Karen. Don't know why I always want to call you Katie.
Okay.
Um,
I see Susan, but she's not live, I don't think.
No, I'm trying to figure out what I did. I'm using a different thing, and it says I can't start. Let me see. Oh, let me try this. There we go. Okay, sorry. Hi.
Hi.
Can you all see me?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I can't either. So let me see what
I was hoping that I wouldn't have to do this from my car at the Washington Regional parking lot, but I got off work on time at 2:30 and I made it home.
Great.
I know. Gary, I don't hear Gary.
No, can't hear Gary.
Hear you, Gary. We can't have Gary be mute. That would be bad.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
There.
Okay.
Oh, Glenda, we see you.
Unfortunately.
Stop.
Okay.
We're all sweating. It's fine.
All right. Glenda, can you hear me?
I can.
All right.
Just get my volume set right. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So Gary and Susan. Okay, Travis said he found a hot spot, but I don't see him on here.
Not yet.
I see Audra and Rachel. There's Travis.
Oh, why is it showing me on the, hold on. It's showing on there twice and I don't know why.
How can you see yourself? There's Travis.
You're logged in twice, Karen. Or Susan.
I know, that's why I'm trying to figure out why it did that.
Hi, Travis.
Okay. What is going on here?
There's the Susan wannabe right there.
Yeah, Travis, we can't hear you.
I can't hear anybody now.
I'm not talking.
Oh, there. Okay, that's why.
Okay. You're muted, Travis. There.
Yeah, I'm in a room that has a very loud window air conditioning unit.
It doesn't sound like it.
Does it not? Okay, I'll leave it off.
No.
Just be hot with the rest of us. Turn it off. It's okay.
I'm in South Texas. It's Africa hot, plus 10 degrees.
Oh, wow. Where at?
It's between Junction and Sonora and then south.
Okay.
It's middle of nowhere.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I'm not sure why it's doing a second one on me. I'm not sure where it's logged in on my stuff at, so I'm trying to figure that out also.
It's not that important as long as you got one.
I'm here.
That's right.
I'm here.
I am glad we have a quorum today. Ruby Wells is going to be sworn in on the 29th of June for our Elkins board member. So she's going to watch the meeting today and be ready for the next one.
Okay, in that case, I guess we can go ahead and call it to order at 3:02.
I second.
Okay.
All right. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes?
Yes.
There's a typo already. I found it this morning. If you would, in the first paragraph, the annual report forms there's an extra E there when there shouldn't be any. had been distributed to the libraries and were due back. So I will correct that. But I don't know if that really takes a motion to do, does it?
No, that's just a typographical error. So
Okay.
it doesn't effectively change anything. So I'd entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
I entertain yeah, let's accept the minutes as is.
Paddock makes the motion and a second. Anybody second?
Second.
Seconds, all in favor? Show of hands.
Travis, we can't see your hand. Travis can't hear. Maybe the AC part is on him.
Yeah,
Travis, you,
yeah, it's on me. I can't.
are you in favor of that motion? All right,
Yeah.
it passes unanimously then.
Okay.
Now for the director's report.
All right. If you've talked to your libraries lately, you've probably heard that they got the $20,000 from the CARES Act. People are using it for different things. I don't really have a report from everyone this year or this month. But I know that some were using it for improvements at the libraries. I think Farmington was looking at hands-free sinks in the bathroom, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they're using them for improvements to either the programming or their buildings. So I'm meeting again with Polaris next week to talk about them hosting our system. That is to prevent us to have to buy any more servers. They were talking $23,000 a year for a 3-year contract. Now they're down to possibly $17,000 a year for a new contract. It's still more than we spend on equipment in a year, but they can do upgrades when they need to be done. We don't have to worry about upgrading our equipment other than the workstations. They will have remote copies like IT does, but they will handle all the access once it gets there. We would just go to an IP address like we do now, but all of our information will be safely in one spot, and they will have backups and everything on file. Then we don't ever have to buy any more equipment other than workstations. And, that's good for several things. If we had a fire down here, we'd have to get the things replaced. It's backed up at county IT, but I just think it would be smoother and maybe easier for the next person in my position to have that all done remotely. Anyhow, if I can get them down a little more, I'm gonna try. But I'm intending to bring that as a budget item to the September meeting when we do budget. So I just wanted to let you know about it. We got the annual report done. I turned it into the state library. The next day, it was FOIA'd by someone. We've had a couple of things that have been requested for information. And apparently a lot of people in the state have been having the same thing happen. Haven't seen anything yet. Don't know why they're doing it, but we're on the up and up. So,
Well, you get a lot of the FOI requests because they're FOIing other places to compare to one that they've got a problem with a lot of times.
right.
I do have a question, Glenn, on if the Polaris hosts the servers, is it in the contract if it crashes and burn that they'll have us back up and running within so many hours or so many minutes? Or
That I haven't seen the contract yet, but we'll make sure that there's something in there to that effect.
right, I mean, that's one of the reasons for having them hosted is if it goes down, we want it contractually that they just can't keep us down for any length of time, that it's in there that they have to get us up and running pretty quick if we're paying them the money for it.
And I think that's what part of that money is going for, is that security. So, but I will make sure. Met with the sales rep from Baker and Taylor. They're doing some new programs with cataloging and things like that. But it costs almost as much as it would cost us to use OCLC, which then we're helping other people at the same time, not just helping ourselves. So, because resource sharing is still really important. Not everything is on a disk or uploaded to the web. And so we also got new workstations in the office that we did not have to pay for. IT paid for them, and it looks like that's the way this will progress, since we agreed to have them work with us. They just won't be working on the Polaris stuff, which they don't really now anyhow. And then we had a report from Lincoln and from Elkins. And if you all read those, I won't go over them. And basically that's my report. The next thing will be in August. I'll get the revenues from the assessor and the treasurer, and I'll get the state aid figures from the state library, and then I can start working on the budget, and so that we'll know what we have to spend. Anyhow, that's my report. Are there any questions?
I asked the ones I had, so
Okay.
move on to the financial report then.
Okay. We don't have a whole lot of new information in March. Midwest Tape is who I'm buying DVDs for Greenland from, just to make it easier to keep the invoices separated for Greenland and Winslow. In April, we had 2 payments. No. It was in May, we had 2 payments to Cox because we had missed one. And I don't think there was anything else out of line. We did have to get a new tire for the courier van because it wore through. And ODP Business Solutions is Office Depot. They've just changed the name. I still like having the low electric bill, thanks to the solar array out behind the juvenile detention center. So are there any questions on these reports? It's 3B1 through 3B12. Those are all treasurer's reports. On 3B13 is the statement of operations. And I realized as I was doing the minutes and looking at the paperwork that I never had fixed line item 3060, the utilities for electricity. And I still need to get that annual PO removed, that amount of money removed, and I'll get that taken care of. So we are at 31% spending for Greenland and 25% for Winslow. Publishing seems to just now be picking up again. Even movies were kind of scarce there for a while, new movies. But I think as more people either become not affected by COVID, or they're, things are starting to work again. People can get out. That may change, I don't know. But the same thing goes with library usage. But if you look at our cash flow, at the end of May, we have 1.7 million. At the end of May last year, we had 1.5 million. I think some of that is the beginning of that growth. The property values are going up, and I think that's going to be helpful. So I think we'll be able to cover that 17,000 for Polaris. Does anybody have any questions of any of the finances?
If there are
Like you said,
questions,
it
I'll
looks like
entertain them.
everything's going up.
I'm sorry.
I don't have any questions, just a comment. It looks like your property values are helping in a lot of areas.
Yes. Even they're starting to build houses in Lincoln. But Prairie Grove's full, and Farmington's full, and it's just going on out. Houses in my neighborhood are selling just because people are making money off of them, and then they're trying to find apartments and things like that to live in, and it's been kind of interesting to watch. Gary?
No, I was just going to say, if there are no questions involved, I'll entertain a motion to accept the financial report.
So moved.
And a second.
So moved.
Travis made the motion.
I'll second.
Karen second.
Okay.
All in favor, show of hands. Any opposed? Unanimous.
Okay.
Yeah, that begs the question, is if we're gonna need to budget more for the gas for the couriers.
Actually, if you go back and look
Maybe they were
at 3B13, we've spent half of what I had budgeted. So we might have to move a little bit of money over. I can move it from supplies or small equipment. But if it doesn't go up a whole lot more, I think we'll be okay. But I've been keeping an eye on it, and best we can. So.
And you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. There's nothing we can do about it.
That's true.
What's really been interesting is I've left that amount budgeted the same since the last time we had high gas prices, and I've just left it alone, and just because you never know what's going to happen.
Right.
And I think it was a good decision this year. So anyhow, any other questions? Then we'll look at circulation. As you can see, we're going up over the previous year, which wasn't hard to do because it was last March that everything shut down. And so this year is almost double what last year was, not quite. And then in April, we had 45% change by the libraries, and grand total of 37% increase. And then in May, it's getting better because our increases aren't quite as big. So we're getting a little closer back to normal. When you look at C4, we are 49% up over last year. at this point. And so we want to see those numbers falling some just to get closer back to normal. But it is still not where it was before the pandemic. And I think it's just going to take a while, or the libraries may have to find additional things to bring people in. I know that West Fork's been having quite a few programs, and they're planning a lot of things for the summer. I cataloged my first pickleball items a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month. And no, it wasn't. It was hammocks. But we may be doing.
Linda was the
pickleball.
hammocks, but you've got the pickleball sets coming.
Okay. Okay. And so, people are trying different things, and they're going to be having more programs outside, I think, this year. Everybody's still being a little cautious, which, can't say as I blame them. I hate to do this, but I really don't have much else. And we haven't even been meeting 15 minutes. But is there anything that any of y'all would like to pursue or discuss?
Do we use the, dadgummit, I can't remember the name of it. There's another online lending service that Fayetteville is using some. I can't remember, it's limited to like eight titles. You can check them out for 21 days.
Flipster. Farmington has.
No,
Hulu. Maybe it's Hulu, not Hulu.
no, like Momo or some oddball name.
Yeah. We've just kind of stuck with what we have, just because it's hard to, a lot of people are good with one,
Right.
but if you add 3 or 4, they may not get used. The one that,
If I can remember the name, well, actually, I'll ask my wife because she was the one telling me about it. She took the granddaughters to Fayetteville's new children's library and got something through there, and she was telling me about it, and I honestly just don't remember what the name was.
yeah, some of those you pay a per use fee, and then the patron's only limited to so many items during a month.
Right.
And but the library doesn't
I
know.
kind of think this is the way this was, because it seemed like it was limited to 8 items, maybe in a month's time, but you could check them out for 21 days or something to that effect. I just
Okay.
remember she told me about it, and I've slept since then. So, but I'll find out from her, and then I'll let you know. I just don't remember what the name was, and I didn't know if it was something that we might want to look into, or if it was one of those things that, yeah, we know what that is, and we're already tied up with other things.
Well,
Hoopla is what it is. Hoopla.
Hoopla, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And Farmington has Hoopla.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's why we're giving them, everybody, as much money as we can.
Right.
So that if they want to add on things, then they're able to. But if we wanted to look at Hoopla as a whole, I'm sure.
I don't know anything about it other than
Neither.
just brought it up.
I mean, how does it benefit?
It's another online service, I think, isn't it?
I really don't. I still use Libby, so I don't know.
I do too. But you can
think
get a
there-
variety.
I think there may be some advantages to it, but I don't know.
If Rachel could talk to us, she could tell us, because she's got it. And Springdale does too.
I
But
just
you
didn't know if it was something that we might want to look at or not, if the, doesn't hurt to ask or look.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we could look at it and see. I need to talk to Rachel and Springdale and see how their usage is.
Right.
It'd be something else to it would not go through the, it wouldn't be in the stuff that's protected at Polaris. It
Right.
would through another service.
Right.
But
Like I said, I don't know anything about it other than it might not hurt us just to look at it. If we are interested, now would be the time to look at it before we start talking our budget. And it may not be cost effective, or it may be something that, that'd be good to try out for a minimal amount or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
if, what the selection of titles is like.
I don't know.
I've used it a couple of times on Farmington's side, but it's been quite a while since I looked at it.
Okay.
But I'll certainly add that to things to look at.
Okay. We don't have any new business on the agenda or anything, so.
Yeah,
Anyone else got anything or questions to bring up on anything?
The June.
If it returns to the library, but good luck. Good
Well,
luck to you, Gary. in your runoff.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Prairie Grove Library had used money that was donated from McKee, from the McKee family.
Mhm.
They're doing a giant mural on the west side.
I got a picture of it.
East side. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I mean, it's huge. They had they have a gentleman that does murals professionally. They brought him in from Texas, and it's taken him a couple weeks, and it's in the process. There you go. That's the whole side of the building. It's like going to be two little monsters reading a book, and then there's like a postage stamp that's got
Sorry,
a
my face.
move to your left a little bit. Like this little
Right.
welcome to Prairie Grove thing. The postage
Yeah.
stamp is done, so
That's
he's still
pretty
working.
neat,
Awesome.
That's going to be.
Yeah.
And they're hoping to use that CARES money to maybe expand and make the playground there more handicap accessible and a little bit more kid friendly accessible, because it's
Nice.
up a hill. So, because I was just asking Megan about that while we were chatting here. So that's what they're looking at, using that CARES Act money from, which I think would be great to make that a little bit more accessible.
Good.
Good.
All right, what about our next meeting?
I would like to suggest that we meet in September. And give me time to get the budget done, and then I can get it approved by you all and get it to the county. They've already started their process. In fact, I was supposed to meet with Ryan Lester yesterday about our budget. And I said, well, I don't have my figures yet, because I'm the only one that is not general fund. So they have to put all their little pieces together to figure out how much the county will be spending. And I just have to do for us. And we don't impact theirs at all, except that it's included with theirs.
Right.
But it doesn't take anything from their budget.
Yeah, because our millage is dedicated to us, nobody else.
Right. So,
When do you want to look at? September, say the 15th, 28th, 15th, 22nd, or 29th?
at least the 15th.
I could
It's
do
the same day as,
15th.
I'm sorry.
I said 15th works for me.
Okay. Does that work
Karen?
for everyone else?
Any of those dates is good. So, I mean, if another one works, but whatever works for everybody else.
Doesn't matter to me, so.
I don't give them my time that I can work until about a month before. So I'm whenever.
Okay. I think I can have everything together by the 15th.
15th it is then.
Okay, so,
3 p.m.
and,
Oh.
I'm sorry,
3 o'clock.
at 3 o'clock.
Place
I
to be
would-
determined.
I would actually like to see if we could have a in-person meeting instead of Zoom. It's just old age or whatever. I'm getting tired of Zoom.
Yeah, no, I hate it
Central
too.
office or at one of the other libraries, but it would be nice to actually face-to-face meeting.
Yeah,
And
I-
I did try to get a hold of Lincoln about their representatives. So far, I'm batting 0 on that,
okay,
but I'm still working on it.
okay, well, I'm working on some other things with Lincoln too, so I may see if I can. I don't know, I hadn't had much luck, but,
I talked to Kendra Moore about it yesterday. She's run off too, but she bought about half of the Lincoln Square there beside the library, and they're remodeling, fixing to open I think a restaurant there. So she's been talking to the mayor quite a bit. So I visited with her, so maybe I can get her to prod him a little bit.
okay. Can I leave the place of the meeting up in the air?
Sure.
Because
Yes.
I'd rather not meet in a room this small
Right.
with us all
Well-
on top of each other. So if I can find one of the libraries that has more room, there's really not any other room in the county that's
Greenland has-
available.
Greenland has the community center, and I'm sure if you'd, I doubt if there would be any problem with that. The only time they really use it much is weekends, it seems like. So during the week wouldn't be
Yeah.
a problem. But it would be a great big echoey room.
Yes, we've been there.
Yeah, we've been there.
So, but anyway,
I
so.
can check with Rachel about Farmington. She's got a nice room, big room.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still watching the numbers and everything too. We're still wearing,
We've set the date if you'll pick the place.
okay, okay. And hopefully it won't be Zoom. But if it calls for it,
Yeah.
we'll do it. But,
Well, and we may decide to Zoom because gas may be $50 a gallon by then, the way it's going. So everybody may be going, I don't want to drive anywhere.
well, that's true too. So, but I'll look around, see what I can find that might be available. And if there's choices, I'll put it up to y'all. But that'll be, maybe August. And we'll see how everything's going. How about that?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Okay, I appreciate your time. I'm sorry that it was so brief today, but I guess that's good in a way.
Short and sweet is good.
Yeah, and next meeting we'll have Ruby with us too. And it'll be a long one because it'll be budget. Well, longer anyhow. All right, well, thank you all.
Okay, so do we need a motion for adjournment?
Yes, I guess that would be,
Anyone?
I move we adjourn.
So moved.
Travis, a second. All in
Second.
favor?
Yes, sir. Aye.
Unanimous. See y'all in September, if not before.
I have.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to see everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yes, I missed the last one. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was afraid you might miss it today.
No, well, I was going to sit in the parking lot at the hospital and just pull it up on my phone if I had to. I just, because there's Wi-Fi there and I can get on that. So
Yeah,
it was going to work. But I had told them, I said, I really have got to be walking out the door at 2:30 because I can get home from the hospital in about 12 minutes. So it worked out just fine. So,
okay.
all
All
right.
right.
See y'all later.
Have a great
See you
day.
in September.
See you in
Bye-bye.
September. Bye.
Bye-bye.